about this election. We started our week in Petersburg, Virginia. We went to Charlottesville. We went to Philadelphia. Yesterday we were in Allentown. Now we are here and making our way back towards the D.C. area. And the thing that we have heard the most is that people are just generally unhappy with their choice of candidates. They have that bitter taste in their mouth about this election. A lot of people telling us that they're not going to vote. We're going to keep asking. We're going to keep giving people this opportunity to get on the soapbox and be heard. And we'll be with you at 4, 5, and 6 today as Vote Track 2016 continues its cross-country odyssey. In Hershey, Pennsylvania, Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.
All right, time to talk the forecast. Now, this weekend, going to be a whole lot different than this week.
It is.
Putting that out there.
You know, and some people are upset, Jimmy, but some are not actually that upset because it's going to feel more like fall, you know? No? Pumpkin spice latte season?
No, not for me. But you know what? We had 80s in November. Eileen told me that this morning. We had 80s in November last year. So I'm
that's
hoping,
what you're looking for?
I hope we go back to the 80s in a few weeks.
Okay. Well, this will take a little reprieve from the warmth, just temporarily. Take a look outside. I want to show you off to the west because that's where the clouds are now. And as opposed to the upper 70s where we're located in the city at this hour, Jimmy, we've got 50s off to the west. Look at that. 59 degrees out in Cumberland. Those winds are going to start to pick up. And I want to show you the highs today. You'll say, hey, well, wait a minute. It's only midday. But it makes sense because temperatures are going to be dropping back as we continue through the afternoon. Mid-70s from Manassas to downtown, 73 Leesburg, 72 Winchester. Average high is 67, so we're still screaming above average. And our winds had been southerly, but now up towards Winchester, Hagerstown, where that front is drawing near, they're shifting to the northwest, and that is that transition, which is going to take us back to a fall-like feel before you know it. Take a look at these showers. Hagerstown up to along 70, a few showers down from Brunswick, 340, over towards Berryville, just to the west of Marshall, coming into Fauquier County. These showers are moving to the east, but not at a very fast clip. Futurecast says, hey, by 1, 2 o'clock, those showers get into the DMV. 3 o'clock could be some periods of heavy rain for the start of the rush. And into the rush, we'll see off and on showers. Now, it's football night. This model says, hey, there could be a little bit of a lull, but there's still more showers to come through. So it will be a wet night tonight at Friday Night Football for sure. And the big story, too, then behind it, the winds are going to be rather intense, and that's what's going to take us into the weekend, these gusty, cool winds. So for the afternoon, temperatures in the 70s will start to drop back into the 60s and 50s. Temperatures drop, the winds pick up, they shift directions from a nice southerly push to more of a north-northwesterly push, and that's what pulls in some of that cooler air, and it will be kind of damp and cool. Tonight's Friday Night Lights, game of the week. Our sports department will be out there. Centerville, the Wildcats will be taking on Westfield Bulldogs over in Westfield. Somebody went to Westfield, and somebody's home school is Centerville Wildcats. There's going to be a rumble at the set. Showers off and on. Windy, blustering, cool. I forgot about that, Jimmy. Windy for tomorrow. Temperatures in the 50s, but folks, that's only half the story. With those winds, it will feel like the 40s. And then for Sunday, we start to see a little bit of improvement. Mid and upper 60s Sunday and Monday. But if you are participating in the Color in Motion 5K at RFK on Saturday morning, dress warmly. Breezy, cool on Saturday. A little bit better on Sunday and Monday. But just as we see a nicer trend evolve for early next week, our temperatures start to drop back again. We're in the 50s by the middle of next week. Jumi, it's on tonight.
It is on. Brian, thank you. Well, this is a real-life story that could have served as a script for an episode of ABC's hit show, How to Get Away with Murder. 19-year-old Leah Porter was killed in 2014, and tonight on ABC's 2020, the killer is talking about the crime. Jim Avila is in Los Angeles. Jim, good to see you. Why did Christopher talk, and what did he have to say?
Well, Jimmy, there's a couple of storylines you're going to want to follow tonight on 2020. The first is, as you say, we're talking about this young man who's a 23-year-old, and he's also a criminology student, and how he used what he learned in his class to try to cover up his crime, and how it almost worked. We talked to him in prison. He tells us some things that he didn't tell police, including his motive for what happened to young Lee Porter. The second storyline is about Lee Porter's brother. Lee Porter's brother launched a parallel investigation of the police, and he actually got Christopher Wade one-on-one in a gazebo in Colorado and got him to confess and got it all on tape. You'll hear that tonight.
And I understand you also spoke with Christopher's professor from school. What were some of the things he said?
Well, that's what's interesting about the first storyline we're talking about, and that is that Christopher Wade was in a criminology class. He allegedly wanted to go to learn to be a cop, but there's a lot of people who believe he was actually going to gather information about how to carry out the perfect crime. And the professor now tells us in an exclusive interview that, in fact, he thinks that's what happened, that he learned how to clean up a crime, he learned how to avoid interrogation. He learned a lot of things from that class.
Yeah, was there any reason that Christopher gave for wanting to speak out about this?
Yes, he wanted to tell his story again. He told a little bit in court before he went to jail, before he went to prison. But he thought he never got a chance to tell his complete story and talk about the motive for what happened to Lee Porter. He tells us that. He also tells us some things that he didn't tell police about that motive and about what he wanted to do to himself.
Wow, Jim Wjla, certainly one to see. Nearly getting away with murder is tonight.